What I have found as an instructor is that it's very important to have a thorough understanding of the software itself. You can't go out and instruct something that you don't understand.
Box to the right, you see on the bottom, that's the autofill. Do you see how the cursor changes from the arrow to the plus symbol? Now you can click and drag straight down. Perfect. So the advantage here is that it automatically...
I do feel that application knowledge, a thorough understanding of the software with which you're working is crucial for any instructor. What we have here is the actual motherboard for the computer itself, also called the CPU, Central Processing Unit. So it doesn't matter what platform you're running, whether it's Macintosh, IBM, still referred to as the CPU, again, Central Processing Unit. These chips along the side are very, very important. These are your RAM chips, and this is your storage memory for short-term. Short-term memory is kept here as opposed to your long-term memory when you write data directly to the processor itself. RAM, standing for Random Access Memory, and that's very important, is to make it applicable to what they're learning, and that way they can pick up on it so much faster. If they can visualize it in a way in which they will use it in their job, then you can communicate much better to them. Once you have completed your project and you've assembled it through Quark utilizing the applications that we discussed earlier, you now are ready to publish that document. The best way to distribute it in a small file size. As a graphic artist, Quark Express is the industry standard. There's no way around it. You really have to know the software, the intricacies of placing the type, formatting the type, utilizing your style sheets to expedite the production process, as well as the placement of the images and where they belong on the screen. And you have to realize that your audience is going to need to know it from a professional point of view by someone who has worked with the software, feels comfortable with it themselves. So to simply install it, we go to our utility application, in this case Suitcase, and we locate the appropriate fonts. But your students are going to be very intuitive, and they will be able to determine whether or not you know the software. So be sure that you have a comfortable understanding and not just know the software, but know it from their perspective. What we've got here is a color swatch chart that will enable us to pick from a variety of process colors. It's very important when you're doing your color selection in your publication to make sure that you're selecting colors that are not only going to look... Without being a graphic artist myself, I would not be able to communicate the software to them in a way that they could apply it to their job. What they will do in the video is they're going to go ahead and they will summarize your scanning techniques of what you should and should not do when you're working with your flatbed scanner. Keep in mind it's an RGB color model, unlike printing, which is CMYK. So I do feel that one of the benefits that I've experienced is having worked in the industry since 1983. I feel very confident in the applications myself, and knowing how to use them and communicate them. It's important that they feel a connection with you as an instructor, that you can relate to them, their job experience, and assist them in expediting their productivity, which is really what utilizing the software is all about. You have to get into the software to a level in which they can visualize the way they'll apply what you're showing them right in their own job.